The moment Carrie Underwood filed that jaw-dropping $800 million 0 cents lawsuit, the media world froze in disbelief. But now, The View isn't laughing anymore. It's begging. Yes, the same hosts who once hurled accusations like confetti are now desperately trying to reel it all back in. What started as a bold, star-spangled performance at Trump's inauguration has exploded into a full-blown media earthquake, and suddenly, the mockery has turned into pure panic.
Beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Trump's inauguration may have lit the fuse, but what followed became one of the biggest legal catastrophes in daytime television history. Carrie sang America the Beautiful, yet what came after was anything but. Social media detonated with outrage, applause, and heated debate, but when The View jumped in, they didn't just share opinions, they tore into Carrie live on air. They accused her of normalizing a convicted felon, shredded her patriotism, and mocked her values with a tone that was anything but fair. But Carrie didn't tweet a comeback or cry on TV. She went straight for the jugular with a lawsuit so powerful it sent shivers down ABC's spine. Now the once cocky hosts aren't just sweating, they're scrambling. Reports say they're begging Carrie behind the scenes to stop the legal hurricane before it wipes them out. Insiders say Joy Behar is visibly shaken, a rare sight for someone known for jabs and fire, while Sunny Hostin, who once doubled down, is reportedly in full panic mode, realizing this case could mean more than bruised egos, it could mean bankruptcy.
Carrie Underwood will take the stage at Trump's inauguration singing America the Beautiful. She said to the Post, "I love our country and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event. I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future." Well, that wasn't good enough for the tolerant left, of course, who is outraged over Carrie being outed as MAGA. X is blowing up with jokes about how she should sing her hit song Before He Cheats. Some are calling for her to be boycotted and canceled. John Rich weighed in, saying there are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissy boys. Carrie is talented, she is graceful, she is a class act, she has great legs, not that it matters, but she is everything that the tolerant left is not.
The very same hosts who once went on national television to question Carrie's love for America are now in full damage control, rushing to draft statements, whisper apologies, and somehow calm the storm they created. But here's the twist. Carrie hasn't budged an inch. Insiders say she's more committed than ever to turning this into a moment of media reckoning, and the fans are cheering her on like never before. Hashtags like Justice for Carrie and Cancel the View are everywhere, gaining traction fast. Even longtime viewers are turning on the show. Critique is fine, but personal attacks? That's where they lost me, one fan posted. Behind the cameras, ABC executives are said to be in meltdown mode, terrified this lawsuit could explode into a PR disaster of historic proportions. Rumors swirl that ABC's legal team is urging the hosts to go public. Apologize, grovel, do whatever it takes to survive. Producers are even pulling clips, scared that footage could become courtroom dynamite. Even Whoopi Goldberg, usually the show's rock, is suspiciously quiet. One insider whispered she's steering clear to avoid getting scorched. Meanwhile, Carrie's legal team is dissecting every second of that segment, every word, every jab, building a case so strong it's shaking the entire foundation of daytime TV.
So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you know, you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
The lawsuit claims the Views segment didn't just cross a line, it launched a full-on smear campaign designed to ruin Carrie's reputation. Her team insists the damage is done, endorsements gone, appearances canceled, and a tidal wave of media painting her as something she never was. Court documents reportedly describe the host's comments as reckless, malicious, and intentionally damaging. And that staggering $800 million 0 cents price tag proves just how serious they are. Behind the scenes, sources say Joy and Sunny are scrambling with lawyers, hunting for any way to escape this disaster without a public meltdown. Or worse, financial ruin. They're tossing around desperate options, televised apologies, private calls, even personal pleas to Carrie herself. Yes, it's gotten that bad. One insider compared it to a slow-motion car crash with no brakes in sight. But Carrie, she's calm, collected, and deadly silent, letting the lawsuit speak volumes while the hosts flail. Insiders close to her say this isn't revenge, it's a stand against a media circus that spiraled out of control. And the fans? They're eating it up. Memes are everywhere, Carrie sipping tea while Joy panics behind the desk, captioned, "Who's laughing now?" The internet is ruthless and Carrie's become a symbol of unshakable strength. Some are even calling her the country queen of accountability. If she wins, this won't just rattle The View, it could reshape the rules for every talk show in America.
No, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say.
And what about ABC? The network is reportedly terrified that if Carrie wins, it could open the floodgates for even more lawsuits from celebrities who've been attacked on air in the past. The fine line between opinion and defamation is being redrawn in real time, and things aren't looking good for Joy and Sunny. Whoopi, typically outspoken, is said to be backing away quietly. Some insiders even claim she warned her co-host not to go too far, but they ignored her. Now fans are asking the big questions. When did commentary become cruelty? Who decides what's too political or too patriotic to sing? Carrie's team believes this wasn't about what she did, it was about who she associated with. That's what makes this so explosive. It's not just legal, it's deeply personal. Sunny's getting roasted the hardest online. "How can you say you love your country and support him?" she once said, but now critics are flipping the script. "How can you say you support women, then rip one apart for singing?" Hypocrisy is flooding the internet. Fans are digging up old clips where Joy and Sunny claim to value free speech and unity, yet their attack on Carrie told a very different story. Some are calling for resignations. "They went too far, now they need to go," read one viral post with over 100,000 likes. Even celebrities are jumping in. Country stars, conservatives, and free speech advocates are all rallying behind Carrie, praising her bravery and slamming The View's media bullying. At this point, it's not just a lawsuit, it's a cultural earthquake, and Carrie's standing right at the epicenter.
Country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
I see.
And now, as whispers of an on-air apology grow louder, insiders say it may already be too late. Carrie isn't just asking for a weak sorry. She wants full-blown accountability, and she wants it in the public eye. Behind closed doors, producers are reportedly pushing Joy and Sunny to read scripted apologies word for word. But both women are hesitant, scared it'll come off as fake and insincere. Tensions inside the show are boiling. Staffers are split, with some saying the host should own up, while others argue it's time for fresh faces altogether. A leaked message from one crew member revealed the chaos. "We're walking on eggshells. This lawsuit is draining everyone. The vibe here is toxic." That says it all. ABC is now holding daily crisis calls just to keep the show afloat, but the once mighty titan of daytime is now drowning in legal fear and public fury. Every movement Joy and Sunny make, every glance, every word, is being picked apart online. Joy, once so confident, is reportedly fumbling lines and avoiding eye contact on air, while Sunny has pulled back completely, showing up late, leaving early, and steering clear of anything involving Carrie or legal staff. The idea of losing two of The View's biggest names is no longer a whisper. It's a real, looming possibility. Insiders even claim network brass is already lining up replacements in case this firestorm gets worse. But then there's Carrie. Silent, graceful, and stronger with every headline, her legal team is stacking evidence. Tabloid quotes, TV segments, social media posts, everything. And what they're building isn't just a case, it's a wrecking ball aimed straight at talk show arrogance.
So I have no...
Right, yeah. We're not asking any of us.
No, you do what you do. Listen, it's like, people do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika.
This isn't just a media clash anymore. It's a cultural war, and Carrie Underwood has risen as the unexpected warrior at the very heart of it. In a recent radio interview, a close friend revealed she didn't want this fight, but she's not walking away from it either. With millions behind her, Carrie's power has only grown. Once just a country star with a golden voice, she's now a towering symbol of grace, strength, and fearless defiance against media bullies. All eyes are locked on The View. Will they break down and beg on air? Will Joy and Sunny step aside? Or will they try to twist the story and dodge the fallout? Insiders say ABC may force a public apology before the season ends in a last-ditch effort to stop sponsors from bolting. But Carrie's team is standing firm. No fake regrets, no secret deals. Only sincerity, accountability, and the truth. The next few weeks could reshape daytime TV forever. If Carrie wins, it could redefine how public figures are shielded from smear campaigns. Legal experts warn this case could inspire a wave of new lawsuits by stars who've been unfairly shredded by talk shows. The shockwaves are real, and that's why The View is shaking at its core. This isn't about one singer or one episode. It's the collapse of a smug media culture that thought it was invincible. Carrie has flipped the power dynamic. No longer a silent target, she's become the storm crashing into the cameras, the scripts, and the egos that never saw it coming. Whether she settles or fights to the finish, one truth is crystal clear. Carrie Underwood has changed the rules of the game, and she did it with dignity, with silence, and with the force of unshakable truth. As the world watches this legal earthquake unfold, the message rings out. Never underestimate the quiet ones, because when they strike the loudest. So now the question hangs in the air. Can The View survive the storm? Or has Carrie just delivered the final note in its once untouchable legacy?